Yo, what's up, guys? I want to talk about in this video what it's like for people, guys, your first time on semen retention, what to expect, what's going to happen, what are the hardest days, So I've been practicing SR on and off for a couple years now, and man, I've done long streaks, short streaks, anywhere in between, and I get it, guys. It's a little hard at first, man, when you're not new to this. You don't know what to expect, should I keep going? Why are we talking about holding our jizz in? It's kind of weird, right? Anyway, so first couple of days could be the hardest, initially, because you're so close to the starting line. It's so easy to, want to just be like, all right, I made it a day, 2 days. If I restart right now, is anything gonna, is that big of a deal? So I totally get it, man. The temptation is always real those first couple of days, and it feels good. You just busted a nut not too long ago. You clearly remember how good it fucking feels, right? However, it's like eating a bag of chip, like a chip. It's like eating one bag or one chip from the bag. You can't just eat just one, right? It's like, try that. Especially like you're on a fast or a diet rather, and you're like, no, I was eating one potato chip, one tater tot, one French fry, or any of these foods are just like, or one little scoop of ice cream, or little lick of ice cream. Dude, it doesn't happen like that. It's like you start, once you tempt yourself a little bit, it's like so much, more resistance you gotta do to like get past that temptation and be strict and disciplined, right? So you make it past the first couple of days, you're about to hit a weekend, man. Once you hit that 7-8 day mark, man, that's where the real magic starts happening. I always wake up feeling a little more like energized. Definitely a clear distinction between when I'm not retaining. More energized, more energy. I feel like there's like a pep in my step. A little more confidence, a little bit less social anxiety. And then once you go 2 weeks in, then it's like the same feeling, but a little magnified, right? It's like all that great feeling, man, that more energy, the fucking drive, that hunger, that, desire to go out and talk to people, meet people, and, or even just do your thing, just work on your craft. It goes up more, man. You start to transmute more sexual energy. 3 weeks in, man, I fucking love 3 weeks in on retention, guys. It's like a fire's lit underneath you, man. I feel like the female attraction part really starts fucking kicking in. You got that drive to go talk to people. Your sense of rejection goes way down. You're just like a happier person. It's like, I always use this analogy in my videos, like, it's like a battery that's getting fucking fully charged, right? I don't know if you know anything about batteries and stuff, but like, say for example, like a 24-volt battery, right? It's like, when it's fully charged, that could be like 26.7 or more volts, but, and it's more power, basically, but when you have a low battery, right, imagine you have like a device or like something, when it starts getting lower battery, then the power starts kind of going down, right? So when you're on retention, you hit that 3 weeks in, you get that you feel like, man, okay, I feel like I've been a battery that's been running on low, my whole life, until I actually discovered this shit. And then, 4 weeks, same thing, man, feel great, female attraction. 3-4 weeks I love, dude. And if everything, I feel like it's like the same up until like 2 months, really, man. And I start flatlining. I feel like, month and a half in, kind of like, starts kind of getting kind of different for me, man. And I've tried long streaks, dude. I just ended a 90-day streak, or not, like a 100-day streak, rather. And, man, I just feel like for me personally, I've always liked these shorter streaks, up to a month and a half, 2 months max, and that's always been my great time to like kind of like, I feel like the benefits of retention is like at its peak for me. Everyone's different. I've read comments from guys in my videos saying, they're a year in or whatever, and it's like, they all feel different. Me personally, guys, I feel like it's never been worth it for me going super, super long. I think it's great for a spiritual journey, but I just like that raw fucking power of retention, that raw, just like drive to meet women, drive to, you know, if I times I don't even want to meet women, you know, just like feeling that like you feel like a fucking man, you know, you feel like not saying that I can't feel like a man when I'm not retaining, but you know, it's just like things are fucking smoother, guys. You know, yeah, you're gonna be drawn by lust and temptation, you know, and it gets easier the more you retain. That it's easier to recognize this lust and temptation and be able to get your mind out of that thought pattern, you know. But when you're new to retention, guys, it's gonna be one of those things where, you know, it's hard, man. You're gonna have to like figure out how to dig yourself out of it, and it's like I'm just feeling sometimes so fucking horny on retention, dude, and you're like you feel like you're gonna go insane, you know. That's where you have to do the breathing technique, right? I made a video on this. It's like how to stop relapsing on semen retention. Basically, you practice breathing technique, and you draw that like power. Like feel like the next time you get horny, right? It's like you feel that power in your fucking nuts, right? You know, you feel like you know that energy in your fucking fucking shaft. And then what you do basically is you take a deep breath, or deep breaths rather, in sequence, and you're pulling the energy up from your fucking crotch up until your actual head. You know, the one up here, not down there. And you know, it makes a huge difference for me, guys. And I've met a few guys or talked to a few guys who said the same thing, that it's helped them out. You know, is it gonna be a fucking magic pill? Fuck no, bro. You're still gonna have temptation, but you know, I think it makes a huge difference, right? So every little thing counts. Um, yeah, guys, retention is a beautiful thing to practice, man. It's a tool in the toolbox. Am I one of those guys who believes in you should be practicing retention fucking all the time throughout your life? I do not believe in that. No. You know, everyone's different. You might start practicing retention and be like, you know what? I believe in this. Good for you. I'm more someone who believes in like, you know, rinsing and repeating your streaks, you know, not just going for like fucking 800 days of retention, but you know, like being like me, you're like, okay, I recognize the pattern of like going after 2 months and I'm like not feeling like it's worth it. I feel like I'm flatlining. I'm not, you know, enjoying it as much. And I'm kind of, you know, I never like, I went to 100 days, dude. And like, I never, it's good. It's like a fucking numbness after a while, you know. It went to a point for me where I was like, you know, I just felt like almost like it was beautiful, but yet like not so great at the same time, you know? So I know I do enjoy those shorter streaks, so I'm going to keep going with that. And, but listen, guys, the more you practice retention, the easier it gets to kind of like snap out the super, you know, horny phase and stuff and be able to lock in on your goals and stuff. And whether you do this for female attraction or for doing better your job or business or like your side hustle or at the gym, your sports, you know, which those things all get way better when you're on retention. You know, it's something you just got to figure out for yourself. You know, try different streaks, you know, and try to like push past. Say if you're like 3 weeks in, you're like, bro, I don't know how the fuck you do this. You know, you're not feeling right. You're feeling fucking like nonstop thinking about like, you know, hooking up and busting a nut. Bro, maybe it's time to stop. You know, maybe this is negatively impacting. And next time you practice retention, and you can try to just go a little bit past that point, right? Push yourself a little bit more before you start over. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for now. Shoot me a text, 786-897-4754. Peace.